The procedures of normality and political thought must be abandoned. I'm joined by Raf. Thanks for coming in, Raf.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
What's the goal here, Raf?
Yeah, the goal really is to get the job finished for Christchurch. I mean, that was really the motivation. I mean, I have thought about central government politics before. I mean, for a long time, actually. But, you know, when it's come down to it, I just thought, no, that's not really for me. And I preferred to work in the policy space. But obviously, having come onto council at a difficult time and decided to do another term, which was, you know, always a kind of touch and go decision. I think, you know, when John Key stepped down, I kind of thought, okay, we've got a problem here. And that's when I started to think about maybe it's time to actually, you know, put my foot forward as an independent and to carry on that Christchurch story. Okay. Mainly because I felt the government had really taken their eye off the ball.
Yeah, what was it about John Key's resignation that kind of...
Well, the relationship that I say Leanne and I myself had with John Key was good in terms of we had access to him. So when we had a kind of sticky issue or we felt we needed to talk to the Prime Minister, he was available within 24 hours, either on the phone or a meeting. And that was important. And, you know, he was a big supporter of Christchurch. He was the guy who put Christchurch, you know, as one of the top 4 priorities. So regardless of what was happening in Christchurch, at least you knew the Prime Minister was focused on the city. And with him gone, I was really worried that there was going to be a loss of focus, and there has been. And I don't think there's a lot of interest at the top levels of cabinet in what's going on here. So, you know, the blueprint was, you know, a huge, you know, planning boot on the city, and it really needs a lot of focus and drive to finish it. And actually, there's bits that still need to be done outside the blueprint. And so I'm thinking, well, if this doesn't get done, you know, all the investment the city's made, the government and local government, ratepayers, is going to be wasted. So we need to push on. You know, we've got a great opportunity, but it needs to be finished off.
So your access to Bill English isn't on the same level as it was with John Key?
No, I mean, I can contact Bill, and I spoke to him, you know, reasonable amount when he was finance minister, and we had a good relationship. But, you know, John's the guy who's really making the decisions. And, you know, even though Bill was the joint shareholding minister for Christchurch, you know, the main responsibility was held with the Minister for Earthquake Recovery.
Yeah, and so that portfolio has moved to Nicky Wagner's hands. Do you see a difference in the way that Nicky and Jerry are handling that portfolio?
Oh yeah, I mean, Nicky's a lot more accessible. She's easy to talk to. You know, she's a good local MP. She's around a lot, so you see her around and she's, you know, ready to engage. In terms of the influence she has, I don't think that is quite the same. So that is an issue. And I think until after the election, we won't really see how that ends up looking.
What are the requirements to get onto the ballot as an independent?
No requirements really. Anyone can stand.